everybody, how are you today? I am Smruti and this is the series Being a Montessori Parent. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what comparison does to your child. So let's understand why we compare. The first reason is to derive a solution. So parents and teachers could compare to see if what their child is doing is okay, should they be allowing it or not. So to derive a solution, you could compare. You could also compare to see if your child is on the path of the pedagogy that we have about children. That is, if they are reaching milestones, so mainly used by teachers and maybe doctors to see if children are on the path. The comparison that I'm talking about is the one-upmanship. That is to show that somebody is better and one needs to learn from the other. So this comparison, we generally do it with other children, that is could be friends, friends' children or your siblings. That's where we compare. Or it could also be a comparison to adults. Like I could say, during my days when I was a child, I did this and look at you, or you could also do this. So that kind of comparison is when we compare with adults. But for us to first understand what this is doing to our child, I'd like to give you a brief introduction as to what Dr. Montessori feels is happening in the child's development and how comparison could be an obstacle in that development. So according to the Montessori philosophy, we believe that every individual child is unique. So even the lesson plans we make is not made for a classroom, but it is made tailor-made for each child. So we believe that a child is individual. So what are we doing? We are giving opportunities, we are giving an environment in which the child is going to work. And as he works, what is he doing? He is unfolding the hidden potential that he has within him. And if this unfolding continues in the right path, you have a child who is very unique with abilities that are very unique to the child. So this is the kind of a path that the Montessori philosophy follows. So when we are dealing with children in our classrooms, we use a lot of positive appreciation for things that are done in a right way. For example, if there is a mat and a child is rolling it up really well, I would say it loudly that, oh, I like the way you rolled the mat so neatly with the edges all in place. So that's how we appreciate. So if another child is not rolling a mat properly, I wouldn't say, can you roll the mat like how he is rolling it? But I would say, can you try to unroll it and roll it back so that the edges stay inside? So that's the kind of motivation and guidance we give to our children in the Montessori environment for them to get into this path of, responsibility, independence and everything, which is basically going to help them in their unfolding in the future. So having this rough picture as to what Dr. Montessori talks about the development of the child, let's see what does comparison do to your child. So first of all, comparison is pressurizing a child to fit in. So it's pressurizing the child to fit into this model that the person who's saying something believes to be true. It also reduces self-confidence because in the one-upmanship comparison, we are saying that somebody is doing something or is better than you, so you should try to be like that. Also, it stifles creativity because creativity is about letting things go according to what the flow is, right? So it stifles creativity when you are comparing. So in fact, when we give art projects, we avoid giving a model, because we don't want the child to copy, but we would rather the child does things on his own with his imagination. So it stifles creativity and it blocks the most important thing, and that is intrinsic motivation. So when you compare and you're pressurizing the child to do something in a particular way, then there is no intrinsic motivation that I want to do it. So it becomes a following of certain guidelines, and therefore intrinsic motivation could be taken away. So all this is an obstacle to the unfolding of the child. So if this unfolding is not happening, then you're not getting that unique being that Dr. Montessori wanted. So these are the few reasons that comparison is not helping the child and it's not useful for the child, the one-upmanship comparison. So then what do we do as parents and teachers? How can we help the child unfold to become that unique being? So first of all, we use reflection, because yes, there is an improvement or there is some kind of a learning that we are seeking. And how is that going to come? It is through reflection. So in reflection, it is like, what did I do? How did I do it last time? How am I doing it here? So the trajectory that we are following is the point A, that this child, this particular child started, and where is he right now? How can we take him further? So this is the trajectory we follow, and in this we include reflection, where the child himself sees, did I reach my goal? Did I do it the way I wanted to do it? What can I do better? How was it? I mean, there's a reflection that is happening. So there is a story in Dr. Montessori's books where a child walks up to her and shows the picture and asks Dr. Montessori, how is the picture? And Dr. Montessori says, what do you think? So this what do you think is the reflection that I'm talking about everywhere. It's important we bring in the child as to what is his ideas of what is happening. The next thing is to verbalize the strengths and the areas that the child needs to work on. Now, who needs to verbalize it? The child himself needs to verbalize it. Like, I'm good at this. I could be better at something else. I need to do this to get better. So what do I need to work on? What are my strengths? These are very important for our moving forward and unfolding those potentials to become that unique being. The other big thing that parents and teachers should do is celebrate the uniqueness of each child. So, sometimes it's very nice to have a child who's so different from everybody else, because that is the uniqueness. But what happens is society tries to remove this and says that they need to fit in somewhere. And so we start comparing them and we start asking them to be like another, when this whole uniqueness is lost. So celebrate what the child is, the uniqueness in each child, and for this you need to observe and find out what is the uniqueness. It will be very helpful for the child to set goals. Again, a little older child, parents can help them set goals. Whether, even if you just take academics, if you did in an exam, suppose the child has got a 60% and you think the child is capable of getting more, so then we can set a goal that we will aim at maybe a 65 or a 70, depending on the potential in the child. But don't make it unrealistic, make it realistic, where the child can reach it and feel happy. So he's setting that goal for himself. So instead of comparison, setting the goal will help him work towards that and reaching it. Tracking the child's progress rather than comparing it with another child. For example, okay, now you got a 60 last time. What did you get this time? And he got a 62 this time, and that's a point for celebration. That's a cause for celebration, because he has done better than the last time. When you appreciate and celebrate small successes, the child does really well. So keep the trajectory as the child. Where did he start and where is he right now? There is this mentality that we have in adults, where when a child says, I got this much, the first question we ask is, so what did he get, or another friend of his get? And that, even if the child has got a 40 and the friend has got 38, you're still happy for your child because he got more. But that's not going to be very useful for your child's development. What is useful for your child's development is tracking his progress in his own uniqueness and in his own personal path that he is taking. So by following these things, definitely we are motivating the child, and there is an intrinsic motivation that is developing, which will help this child unfold all the hidden potentials that he has to become this unique being that Dr. Montessori talks about. And so we all come out as that person who has those abilities that is unique to us. So I found this a poem by Dr. Seuss. For those of you who don't know, he's an American writer, poet, and a cartoonist. And you might have heard this poem too, but I thought I should end with this poem, which is really cute and gives you reason why you should celebrate the uniqueness in your child and stop comparing them to others. So this is how it goes. Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is youer than you. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, goodbye. Please do press the subscribe button if you liked what you heard and would like to hear more. And if you want to visit our website www.formativage.in, you could find out more about the Montessori courses we offer, Montessori method, and about Formative Age. Thank you. Bye-bye.